Okay, like I was talking before, you got interrupted with your door. You had another client. So, yeah, like I said, he says go into a room, try to read a book, or just relax, think of other thoughts. Because always I can't leave work just because I have a migraine. The migraines are anywhere from um, 2 to 3 times a month. So I have to find other solutions versus medicine and other things to alleviate these migraines so I continue on working. So that's why I think maybe some of the solutions that we can come up with in these sessions can help me go down a different route, because now it's starting to trickle over from work to family, and it's starting to change my whole persona where I'm becoming a different person because these migraines are turning me into a different animal.
I see. I hear your concern in your voice about bringing your work stress home to your family. Could you tell me, how is your family relating to these migraines? How is everything going on at home?
Well, I'll come home from work, and again, if I've had a bad migraine at work, it just trickles over and then comes into the family aspect of it. But the problem is, I got a wife and 2 kids, they're 8 and 10, and they don't deserve to see the effects of my anger and frustration from dealing with these migraines. So that's another reason why I'm kind of here, so that I can find different ways to channel my anger once I get done with work. If I'm in a car driving home, is there things I can do to possibly relieve the stress and the tension of all that is going on in a day's work, dealing with aircraft, and then coming home and not have to be such a monster when I walk through the door.
Well, I think what you just mentioned about driving home could be one solution. There are tapes, like you said, that you could listen to relieve stress. That's a great idea. Have you tried reading the book that your doctor was telling you about during lunchtime? Taking a few minutes just
Yeah,
to
I tried
relax?
that, and that seemed to work a little bit. So I can continue that aspect, and it did ease a little bit of the tension from the migraine, because I believe I really concentrated and tried to take my thought off of the migraine and the anger that the migraine was causing, and focus on what the book was about and try to get the true meaning out of the book. So yeah, that book helped a little bit, and I've actually purchased a couple of spa CDs that I listen to, tranquil music, when I drive home. And part of it is I'll actually be thinking about, because it takes me an hour and 30 minutes to drive home, so I have plenty of time to cool down. But, walking through the door, the kids want all my time. Obviously, because I've been gone all day long, and then I come home, they want to play. So pushing through the migraine and trying to ease that tension so that I can give that focus to the wife and kids. The CDs have been helping, but I'm wondering if there's other ways or avenues or things that I can do within that hour and 30-minute commute that will help me try to relieve some of that anger and tension from the migraine.
Okay. So it sounds like the drive home, an hour and a half, is a great time for you to listen to your spa CDs and relieve some stress before you come home to your family, because I know that concerns you. Your family's important to you, and not bringing on that stress is also important. So while you're at work, is there a place that you could actually leave work for maybe your lunch, just to kind of get out of the whole atmosphere, to de-stress? Is there something you can do for just 30 minutes during your shift where you could have somebody cover you, kind of leave the situation?
Yeah, I guess I could. There's a park close by. I could probably go to the park and just either eat lunch there, try that. That may work. Like I said, sometimes it's the bright light that gives me the effect of intensifying the migraine, but I could always wear sunglasses and go to the park and get some fresh air. That might help. So I'll give that a shot as well. And like I said, when I get in the car and I drive home, the Tranquil Spa CDs seem to do a little bit of work. Are there any things that I could be running through my mind that could try to relieve some of the tension, some thoughts, or from your perspective as a psychologist, is there any techniques that I could use that may relieve that stress when I'm driving home? Whether it's to just, think of fresh cut daisies.
Well, I think that the route you're going with the spa CDs and just getting your mind off the tension of work and maybe the long drive that you have ahead of you, and sometimes the anxiety of getting home and bringing your work to your home, I think that the spa CDs is a wonderful avenue for you to go. I like the fact that you are, looking into different avenues for relief for your headaches. And you are taking time out to read books at work, which is another wonderful relief for you. I hear you saying that the light bothers you, and so but you've come up with wearing sunglasses and getting out of the work environment. I think is something that you could add to your daily activity, and I think by you separating yourself even for that 30 minutes and maybe going for a brisk walk. Can you tell me, what is your exercise routine like?
Actually, it's been kind of poor lately. With the result of a low back injury, I was unable to do a lot of walking. So recently I've had a back brace that enables me to walk even more comfortable. But yeah, that's a good idea. That's something I had thought of too, that maybe when I come home, instead of trying to find a way to, just keep my sane sensibility from going crazy when wife and kids want nothing but my attention, what I'll end up doing is trying to discuss it with my wife that, hey, just give me 30 minutes to decompress from the day, instead of, asking 100 questions right when I walk in the door. How was your day? What did you do? Did you have a migraine? Did you have all this? Maybe just going and, I don't know, taking a hot shower and trying to decompress from the day, think about all the things that have happened, let them all just kind of like wash away, eat dinner, and then maybe take the kids and the wife out, go for a walk or a stroll, and start some type of routine like that.
I think that's a wonderful idea, because now you're doing something for yourself that will also relieve tension, but you're also spending quality time with your family, and you'll be able to think clearly, and that will help you. Walking will help you remove some of the stresses and anxiety that you've had during that day, and also will benefit you with your tension, and walking will also make you feel better,
Right.
Wow, that sounds like we have some really good choices to start with. We've got reading your book during work time, and if time allows, you could go to the park and take a brisk walk. And you might want to think about doing that on days that it's not so sunny, on overcast days. And then you have your spa CDs that you will listen to on that hour-and-a-half ride back home. And then you've come up with another great solution, is talking to your wife. And you said maybe giving you 30 minutes of decompress time. Have you done that before? Have you tried talking to your wife and taken that 30 minutes of time?
Well, not
to
really,
yourself?
because what happens is I usually walk in the door, and then I'll get 2 or 3 text messages, a couple of emails that I have to tend to. I hadn't even been home 5 minutes and I'm already having to deal with work again. But then on top of it, the wife and kids want the attention, and that's where I run into trouble. Because I'm one of those types that don't procrastinate and wait till the very end to do something. So I try to forecast everything in my mind into like segments so that I'm not stuck right at the very last minute trying to accomplish the task. So what might be feasible for me to do is just leave my cell phone, which I need it, so I'll probably just leave it in a basket up on by the front door and not even pay attention to it. And then, like I said, come in the house, give the family, let them give me 30 minutes to either take a shower, but I need to start some type of routine so that I think of the family first. And I think that's where I've been going wrong a lot of these years, is I focus so hardly on becoming successful in my job that it's become so stressful, causing the headaches, that maybe I need to flip-flop it around and make the family first and job second, or balance the two very delicately. And this might alleviate some of the tension that's having between the family and work. I mean, obviously work is important, but family is more important. And with these migraines, I really need to find the root cause of them so that I can alleviate taking so much medication that's going to cause me to have problems later on in my life. But also, I really want to see if I can develop a routine that may end up removing the migraines from my life so I don't have to rely on the medication and seeing the doctor all the time, and become more interactive with my family instead of being so hostile when I come in the door.
Well, Jeff, all of this sounds wonderful. You seem to have come up with some great solutions for your problems, and I can tell that it means a lot to you to not bring stress home to your family, and your job is very important to you as well, and it sounds like you're somebody that wants to get things done and not let things go, but in return, unfortunately, has caused some stress and tension. And so why don't we write down a plan to start with next week, and we'll add some of these new solutions that you brought up, and then I'll see you in maybe 2 weeks, and then we'll kind of go over what you've changed and then how you're feeling, and we'll just kind of build on from there. How's that sound?
That sounds good. And what I'll do is I'll actually start a migraine headache log so that I have a good track record of what I'm doing. And like, for example, like you said, try the Tranquil CDs when I drive home. When I come in the door, the 30 minutes, take a shower, then interact with the family, then eat, and then maybe exercise. So I think that's part of my major problem, just looking at it, sitting here talking with you today, that I don't have a set routine. Whereas I have a set routine at work, I don't necessarily have a set routine when I get done work. That's sometimes what frustrates me, where I just want to be left alone. But we could talk about that in another session. I know how important it is for myself to interact with the family, so I will again start that headache log so that you have something to look at and gauge, and maybe you can see where and pinpoint what's causing, not necessarily from a medical standpoint, but externally from a psychological standpoint, what is causing me to contribute to the migraine headaches.
That sounds wonderful. Let's start a plan, and then we'll take a look at it in another 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.